welcome back to the Matrix. And enter the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting the share so other people can spam that like button. Ponky says he's first. He's indeed first. All right, let's get into it, y'all. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin currently sitting at $89,264 on the daily chart. We can see we've been ranging here. We talked a lot about this being the selling climax, being extremely oversold. We got across to the upside before going from 80K all the way as high as 94K, put in a higher low, got another cross to the upside, and then went all the way up to $97,000. Came back on the daily chart, and we are about to get our third cross to the upside. Wow. We have been accumulating here, and I expect us this time, we got rejected off the 100. I expect us this time to test the 200, which is going and probably get rejected as well there, which is about 104,000 by the time we were to get there. Now gold, silver continues day after day to just absolutely rip. This is now past my second target for silver, which was 107,000, or that would be insane. $107. I'm on Bitcoin here still. So I'm now 90% out of silver. I am now 90% out of silver. I sold about 70% at $78 with an average price of $20. And I've sold another 20% of technically 20% of my total, but basically 80% of whatever was left. So I have a little bit more, but I don't expect too much more out of silver. We can see on the daily chart, which is the reason that crypto has been accumulating, but you can see a very big bearish divergence happening on a bigger time frame here. Same thing on the weekly, not as deep here from the buying climax, but you can see from this peak right here, which was $85, excuse me. The peak was 91.17. You can see now we're at 113, and the weekly RSI is now 90. So bearish divergence is happening. Gold is now past my second target as well. This to me seems to be working on the UTAD. We projected it as the UT buying climax over here. This is when I sold 40% of my gold. I'm probably going to sell probably be about 20% left. I haven't sold my gold yet. I've sold 40% of my gold thus far, and I've sold 90% of my silver. I'm probably going to do another 40% on gold here, because this to me is our buying climax here, then the UT, and we're probably working on the UTAD here. Just ripping day after day after day. And again, you can see the buying climax, the UT is lower on the RSI on the daily. I'm curious what it looks like on the weekly here. I don't actually know. Let's see. Yeah. So the buying climax on the weekly RSI was 85. That was at $4,400. This is now at $5,200, and we can see 81 on the RSI. So big bearish divergences happening. We'll see how long it takes to, distribute out. This is going bananas at this point. Absolutely bananas. He said, sold all my silver today. You're selling your metal to buy what? Fiat? No, probably some Bitcoin. Probably some Bitcoin. Especially if we get a spring on Bitcoin to 75K. I would rotate my capital. Truthfully, though, it's a little bit complicated because I am waiting to see how much I owe on my taxes. I'm waiting for TikTok to give me my 1099 to see how much I owe on my taxes. But so it might pay for some of my taxes. But the opportunity to me is still in crypto, because I think that I don't even think we're going to get a spring, to be honest with you. Like I said, I just painted the case here on the weekly chart. We're about to get across to the upside. We haven't got one of these since back in the April crash. Wow. So on the weekly chart here, again, we came down, back tested to the 50 moving average. We have been chopping on top of the 100 moving average here for a while. And then we got across to the upside and went from, when we crossed, we were at 84K, and then immediately went to almost straight to 123 before getting to 126. And we had some bearish divergences taking place here, price going up, RSI going down. But look at this. We have gotten a cross through the upside on the weekly chart. Same sort of formation. I keep saying that this is very, very similar. How low did we get? We got 35. And if we go back and look at the previous bear market lows, the base of the bear market was at 34. We wicked all the way on the selling climax to 24. The previous was 30. The C19 crash was 35. So we are definitely within range here. To me, the downside risk is about 75K, maybe. And then the upside is a new all-time high. So if you're asking me, what am I buying? It's crypto. Like, crypto clearly is the one. The Dow Jones put in a new all-time high. The Russell put in a new all-time high the other day. I think it was 2 days ago. And clearly the altcoins are still in a bear market, if they even ever got out of one. And I think that that's what's happened here is Bitcoin went into price discovery. The altcoins have not. So that's, to me, what the value is. Rose is on the move. You love to see it. VeChain makes me sad. Until now. Time for crude oil. Hey, brother. How have things been, buddy? Things have been okay. I'm lucky. I'm blessed. Highly favored. There was a really bad storm. Why I didn't go live yesterday. I didn't have Wi-Fi. That was the worst that happened to me. I have in-laws in Nashville, and they still don't have power right now. Still. So I had to make a run up there, give them my generator. So yeah, prayers for the people in Nashville. Lots of people still don't have power, so hopefully that comes back on soon for them. I didn't lose any power. I did lose Wi-Fi for a few days, but I mean, that was fine. It was whatever. I just couldn't live stream. I heard the storm was horrible. It was pretty bad. It reminds me of when I was a kid. So I grew up, it says, I think metals are the safest place to put money. Let me go back to my story. I would agree, except for when you see, I don't care what the asset is. When you see this, it's time to sell. I don't care if it's silver. I don't care if it's gold. I don't care if it's Bitcoin. I don't care if it's a meme coin. If this were poo-poo coin right now, and this was the chart, and you're like, Ski, what do you think about poo-poo coin? I would say to you, brother, if you're my brethren in Christ, please take profit. And it doesn't matter if it's silver. If it's absolutely euphorically parabolic, it's time to take profit. My average price is $20. What the hell do I need silver for? I love buying silver. It's one of my favorite assets. My average price is $20. If this were a meme coin and you're asking me, what about poo-poo coin? And I pull this chart up, I would beg you to take profit. So why am I going to switch it up because it's silver? I will not. I took profit on silver, and I recommend, obviously not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I recommend you do the same. If this were a meme coin, I would beg you, please, for the love of God, take profit. I'm not going to pretend like because it's silver and it's my favorite asset to buy, that this isn't absolutely red hot euphoric. This is not a safe haven. No. this is probably going to come back to $50. That's the reality. So is silver good if you're buying it at 113? Is it good back to 50? Probably. Do I think that there's better ROI? Yes. Do I think that this is going to keep going? It could. Do I think that this is absolutely parabolic euphoria? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. What if silver retraces to 80? Maybe. Maybe you have an argument there, but I think it's going to go to 50. Like, that's the thing. Like, maybe I'll buy back. I'll start buying back at 70. Sure, but my average price is $20. Like, I'm good on my silver investment. I'm pumped with its return. It's done phenomenal. It's propped up my entire portfolio, even though my average price on Bitcoin is like 5K. My average last was 20 something K for Bitcoin. But sure, it was down in 2025 from its high. And silver and gold has definitely propped up my entire portfolio, and I'm grateful that it's been in my portfolio the whole time. But I'm rotating on that for sure. And if we get a retrace back to $70, $60, $50, then sure, I'll start adding back to my bag of silver. Because I love buying silver. I love buying silver. It's one of my favorites. But not here. Not here. This is not a safe haven here. And this can keep going. This is pandemonium euphoric right now. Why not hold long term when you know it's only going up? Does it only go up? Is that what silver does? Is that the history of silver? Is that the history of silver? Does it only go up? Because I'm on the weekly chart here, and it hung out between $7 and $4 for how long was that? How many weeks was that? 7,805 days. Does it only go up, my friend? No, it doesn't. Silver behaves very much like XRP. Hear me closely. Hear me. Silver behaves very much like XRP in that you have these long, boring stretches, and then you have these violent breakouts. So no, it doesn't up only. It sideways a lot. And that's where I like to buy silver, not the up only phase. Listen, you do whatever your rank can handle. You do whatever you want. I'm telling you what I'm doing with my money. It's my money. I need it now. 120 by the end of the week. Sure. I'm cool, though, because my price is 20. Like, what the hell is the difference between 114 and 120 when your price is 20? Because I bought all of this. I bought some of this. I bought all of this every week, though. Like, what the hell is 120 when your average is 20? I don't care. I'm not interested because it could easily go to 50. I have no interest in buying this. None. My good buddy said it best. Alex, shout out to Alex. He says, I have no interest in buying silver right now, and I have no interest in shorting silver right now. I feel the same. Could this go to 120 tomorrow? It sure could. Could this go to 100 tomorrow? Yes. Both are equally as likely. Because this is in the pandemonium euphoria. Hyperliquid thoughts. I'll give you my TA on that. I get you, but sell all your silver, not keep some. I am keeping some. I'm keeping 10%. I'm selling 90%. I'm keeping 10%. By the way, silver is on Coinbase now. Silver and copper, you can trade on Coinbase now. That tells me what I need to know. That tells me what I need to know about silver. Who the hell... Like, how many times have y'all been watching me? Like, who's been asking me about silver? Like, how many times have I been live for how many years? Who the hell asks about silver? It doesn't. Never. I talk about silver because I like silver. Nobody's asking me about silver for the last 5 years. Now all of a sudden it's at the 2618 perfectly. Now it's time to buy silver. I don't think so. I don't think so. Brace for volatility tomorrow. FOMC meeting today for sure. For sure. All right, let's check out Hyperliquid. I was telling a story though about the storm. It reminds me of when I was a kid. We had the same exact storm. I grew up in Ohio, so I'm used to snow and ice. This looks pretty good on the weekly. We've had across the upside. This is a giant candle here. This looks like distribution. It looks like we're going to test the 200. But so I'm used to snow and ice and all that stuff. I'm used to driving in it. But we had the exact same storm when I was a kid. Very similar. It reminds me a lot where cold front, it snowed, and then it rained, and then the rain froze, and then it was freezing rain, and then the trees, all the trees froze, and you had like a thick layer of ice around all the trees, and then the next thing, the trees start falling down, and then they start knocking out the power lines. Like, bro, we didn't have power for like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks. So it reminds me a lot of that, and I'm grateful. I have a generator. I have shore power even. So my generator hooks up to my, like I have a separate panel, like a sub panel. So all I have to do is turn off my panel and then turn on the generator panel, and I hook up my generator, turn it on, or hook it up. Yeah. And so I'm grateful for that. So it didn't happen to me, which is how it goes when you have a generator. Like once you get one, you never need it. But better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, like some of the people in Nashville. So anyways, we had the same storm in like 2005. I think it was 2005 because I was a kid. It must have been 2005. I was a kid when it happened. I remember being very little, and I remember going outside and being able to walk on the snow, which is what we can do now. Like I can walk. As a grown man, I can walk on top of the snow. My truck drives on top of it. It's insane. So I had climate change back then, right? Bring back global warming, damn it. Make global warming great again. I'm tired of this ice. Melt it all. I'm tired of it, Grandpa. Listen, I have been in extreme heat. I have been in extreme cold. I choose extreme heat every time. I've been in 119 degrees. I've been in negative 20 degrees. Give me the 120 every time. Give me 120 every time, bro. Like, melt the damn ice for real. If global warming is possible, like, melt it all. Melt it all, please. Yeah, this is a strong momentum from Hyperliquid, though. You have a warm personality. I don't know what that means, but I love it. 94K Bitcoin early February, then spring. Man, a crazy scenario would be going to the 200. Right. So I think we're probably actually going to go above 94K because we've already been above 94K. Right. We were just at 97K. So I think here's the most painful route would be people are not ready for this. Imagine this, though. So we already are. Okay. So we're on the daily chart and we're sort of tracking, you know, what happens here. You get across to the upside on the daily and you make a big move here, right? This is basically where we're at now, in my opinion, where you were just about to cross and you had a pretty big move. So we had to cross over here and then we had to move basically to 97. Obviously, it wasn't a straight line from 80K to 97, but that's what happened. And we're about to get another daily cross with a higher low and a higher low on the price. So higher low on RSI, higher low on price. We've already tested the 100, which is the light blue line here. And you could see we got rejected pretty hard to a higher low. We're about to get another cross probably like 4 days from now. 3-4 days, we're going to get another cross here, and that's going to start a bigger momentous uptrend that we've been talking about on the 5-hour chart. We're probably going to test the 100, or excuse me, the 200. Imagine if we test that and then get a spring to 75. Like, who is ready for that? Who's ready for that? That would be a very painful route. Mamma mia, that would be painful. I'm not predicting this. This is on the board, though. I do think the next move, though, is we're going to test the 200, and then we're going to go from there. I do think we'll get rejected from the 200, and I think that, you know, this is accumulation here. Mind looking at XEN? I got you, brother. I'm selling everything. Every influencer would become a bear. 100%. They would all become bulls here and bears here. That's exactly what would happen. I've said, like, I think 75 is on the table for a spring. It's not my base case. It's on the table, though. I think that this is probably it, though, honestly. This is a pretty violent selling climax, and you can see we've been in an uptrend since then. And you can see the volume, the highest volume we've had in over 13 months. That tells me that that's a real move there. So Wyckoff, you know, textbook, you would get a secondary test. You would get a spring. I think that this was so violent that we've already actually gotten our secondary test, and then it's likely that this is our LPS. But this was just a very, very violent selling climax because it was literally like a scam manipulation move from Binance. So, you know, you could look at it like, hey, we weren't supposed to go this deep. Maybe it was like realistically supposed to go to 87, and then we got a, you know, secondary test down to 83, and then got a, you know, an LPS to 86. Right? That's a realistic scenario. Either way, I think that's my base case, is like we're in accumulation and the bottom is most likely behind us. I'm not willing to like put my stamp on it because in Wyckoff there's LPS variation and there's spring variation. Spring variation would have us to 75K. ETH short target, sir. I just long Ethereum this morning to 30.25. All right, let's look at XEN. The market has been way too oversold. I have no interest in shorting the market right now. Like, everything is ripping into price discovery. I am not interested in shorting the market. Like, Ethereum's about to get across on the upside on the daily. No, thank you. I think it's more likely Ethereum hits 3,600 than puts in a new low. That's what I think. This is a higher low again. It's about to get across to the upside on the daily RSI. The last time that happened, Ethereum went from 2,900 all the way to 3,400. I am not interested in shorting Ethereum here. No, I am not. We have been ranging, accumulating, putting in higher lows since November. I have zero interest in shorting Ethereum here. We're at the bottom of the range. No, thank you. If you're shorting Ethereum, you better be careful. That's all I got to say about that. I commented on YouTube, thesis, altcoin. Yeah, I saw that. That was a good comment. I agree. So there's, I don't want to call it misinformation, but there's an idea that's kind of floating around that, you know, the altcoins, Bitcoin bottoms first, and then the altcoins bottom. That's not what happened, actually. Actually, Ethereum bottomed in June of 2022, and Bitcoin bottomed in November of 2022. You can see, like, the same thing, too, by the way, where you can see Ethereum bottoms out in June, gets extremely oversold on the RSI on the daily, all the way down to 20. Where did we get to over here? Pretty low, 27. 27 on the daily RSI. And this was 20.5. But you can see Ethereum bottoms out in June of 2022 and just puts in higher lows from there. It never went lower. Bitcoin bottomed out in November. So Bitcoin was continuing to drop where most of the altcoins bottomed in June. Like 85% of altcoins bottomed in June. Bitcoin kept going lower. Some went lower, but most altcoins bottomed before Bitcoin did, actually. So that's kind of a misconception that I do not like. Charts do not agree with that. The fear and greed index is the best buy and sell indicator. Okay, well, let's see. I think so. I think that that's a really good buy and sell Bitcoin indicator. Like, we're at 29. We're in extreme fear. We were at 24 last week. We had a brief rally the 13th, and we finally broke into neutrality after being in extreme fear. Okay, so the 5th to the 6th, we broke into neutrality, and then we got to 61. Before that, though, we were 60 plus consecutive days being in extreme fear, and we're back in extreme fear again. 60, that's the longest Bitcoin's ever been in extreme fear. The longest in history that Bitcoin, consecutive days, one right after the other, has been in extreme fear. So I agree. I don't think fear and greed tells you a whole lot in between, 40 to 70. I don't think fear and greed tells you a whole lot. I do think it tells you a lot under 30 and above 80. Like, I do think that it's telling you a story for sure. Thoughts on the FOMC meeting? We'll see. I can live stream it. What time is it? Ski, are we buying silver? This is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. All right, let's look at XCN. Thanks for being patient. Who is that? Man Jim. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. By the way, guys, I have updated my booking. You can probably see it on TikTok. But you guys can now book me. The price is about to go up. We're running a sale right now. And then we're going to do round robin with trained people. So it's going to be a little bit of a discount. And then my price is going to go up. So you can book me directly. You don't have to DM me or any of that crazy stuff anymore. It's just through PayPal. And you can just click on the calendar date that works for you. So it's a lot better of a streamlined process. So we're running a sale on that, and we're running a sale on lifetime access to the Telegram group. We got the Ethereum trade this morning. We made a quick little 6K. So that was a good one. So let's see. There you go. So we got in 29.14. We got out. I could have rode this a little bit longer, but hey, profit is profit any way you slice it. So if you guys want lifetime access to the Telegram group, you got to hit me in the DMs for that. So, all right. Do you agree with World War Bitcoin's takes? I don't know what is World War Bitcoin. Listen, I'm not the caretaker of World War Bitcoin. He's his own man. I have no idea what his takes are. What is his takes? And I'll tell you. And I would have to it's going to be your perspective of his take. You know what I mean? A lot of people have their perspective of someone's takes, and then it's like it's not actually their take. Not saying that that's what you're doing, but that I've seen that happen a lot. So you give me your perspective of his take, and then I'll tell you what I think about that. All right, let's check out XCN. You follow him. I sure do, and I do this full time. I don't really watch other people, even World War Bitcoin. All right. So on the daily chart, we've been on a downtrend here. We had a lot of volume come in. We got super hot here. We tested the 200, got rejected, came back, and we're testing the 100. We would like to see this hold, at least hold this higher low here. If this higher low can hold, this could be a start of a trend reversal here for XCN. On the 5 hour, this is flip bullish, and we back tested the 200. So this is a critical level to hold here, I would say. Without having a lot of work to do, we don't really want to start getting into half of a penny range. We want to hold this range here, like really 0.0057 is what you want to hold. So not bad. It's a good start. It got really overheated here. You want to see this hold, and if this holds, this could be the start of a bigger trend reversal here, and we could get a retrace to 2 cents. I've been accumulating Solnic at these prices. Update, please. Solnic, you can now buy. Everyone can buy Solnic on Coinbase now. It's a miracle from God. They said it couldn't be done. It's on Coinbase now. The chart's looking really good. We put in a higher high. We put in a higher low. I'll look at the chart real quick on Solnic. We're continuing to develop the dApps. The documentary is going to finish being filmed in the springtime in the merry month of May. That's an army joke. But we are filming the documentary, and we're going to continue to develop the dApps. I have been buying Solnic every single week. You could buy it on Coinbase, and that's where I've been buying it. Thank you for the $5 donation, you savage. Appreciate you.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
He says, thanks for the look at XEN. No problemo. So, yeah, we've been accumulating here for a while, since November. This, to me, is our spring. We have a secondary test. We have flipped bullish on the 5-hour chart. We have broken above the 5-hour, back tested the 5-hour. Beautiful, beautiful looking chart. All the moving averages are now flipping bullish. We putting in multiple higher highs and multiple higher lows at this point. So really, really good start for Solnic. And it's so much easier now that anyone can just buy it on Coinbase. That is a massive step in the right direction. All my Solnic is on Phantom. That's a good place to hold it for sure. About to exchange my silver for Solnic. I mean, I think that that's a good ROI play for sure. So looking really good here. I'm, very encouraged with this chart. We were on a downtrend. We have flipped this bullish and now are on an uptrend. And I think we're probably going to get a retrace and then start our next leg higher. We had this crazy wick. We've talked about this. We got all the way to $8.88. So, obviously this was like a, kind of a wick. But it did happen. $8.88. That's foreshadowing of things to come. Now we just got to fill that wick out and get into the distribution of that. So, this bull market or the next, we're going to continue. And then, I want you to think about it like this too. Not to mention all the awesome stuff that we're doing. But it's 2 years later. It's literally 2 years later. Who is still talking about their coin 2 years later? Look at the performance. Even on the downside, even with the pullback after having a distribution and accumulation, the performance is way better than everything else. Way better. So I'm pumped with the Solnic Army, and I'm excited to keep developing awesome stuff. We do have staking Staking is up and live, and over almost 11% of the total supply that can ever exist is staked on Solnic, and you can earn up to 30% yield on by staking your Solnic. So that is a really, really cool thing that I'm very proud of, and more people continue to stake and earn yield. 43 million has been withdrawn. So I'm very excited for that. Really cool, and we're going to keep building and keep developing, and the chart, in my opinion, speaks for itself. What's Solnic's retrace? Probably 7 million, 6, 7. Says the cream rises to the top. It's a good sign, 100%. Any idea why H&T dropped so much without much of a bounce? I mean, you know, we'll look at the chart, but, you know, short, for sure, precious metals are stealing the thunder. This is as euphoric as I've seen it. I don't know what the exact number is. It's already at my second target. 107 was my second target. This is in pandemonium, and we could see, you know, some crazy stuff happening in the finalities. But that's what it is. People are asking me about silver and precious metals. I've been doing this for a long time. No one ever asked me about silver for the past 5 years. It's only been like the past, I don't know, 2-3 months that anyone's ever asked me, and especially people are asking me today. So let's look at the market cap on H&T. Let me go to the daily here. Yeah, it just looks like it got rejected pretty hard off the 200 and is back testing this level here. So this is at a big level of support, pretty oversold on the daily RSI. We don't have momentum yet. Yeah, that's, let me pull up the, yeah, that's what it is. A little bit of inflation. You can see the difference here. We're basically at the same bear market, though, on market cap. So that's really what that is. So we had a rejection there just on a downtrend. Is there a difference? Let me look on the 5-hour chart. We had some volume come in there right here. So you call this your PS. Maybe you're selling Climax. Yeah, we got rejected pretty hard off of the 200. That's really what happened. We're at this level. So as long as this holds, I think it's okay. If we start taking this out, then that would be a pause for me, and, like, you know, maybe a bit of a reevaluation. But realistically, this is just back testing this, and I think it would be more likely, because of that, to just be what you would look at this as is a huge accumulation. So let's go on the 3-day here. So we never really got into like a retrace. We only got to the 236. So we didn't get any crazy numbers here. We've only just kind of been at the 236. And this is kind of what I've been saying a lot about the altcoins, where Bitcoin got into price discovery. Really, a lot of the altcoins haven't. And one of my theses that I floated out there is one of two things are true, if not both. This is more macro, and then we'll kind of talk about this a little bit more micro. But either Bitcoin is going to be in the shortest bear market in history, or the altcoins have been in a bear market this entire time. Like Ethereum never went into price discovery. Most altcoins never went into price discovery. And so really, this is still at the range here. You know, this is a big macro accumulation here that's happening. As long as this holds relatively, like we could even get a test actually, you know, 100 million or something like that, 120 million market cap. Let me see, what would Yeah, 150 market cap would be like a spring. But this, if that were to happen and then we rally out of here, this would be like a huge accumulation from all the way back to 2022 or 2021, excuse me, December of, that's right, December of 2022. Am I saying it right? Yeah, December of 2022. Jesus, my bad. So yeah, because we didn't have a full reach, if we would have went to the 0.5 of like 2.9 billion and then went down, I would say like that was just a retrace and we're back. But because the way that I'm looking at this is like, this is just one giant bear market from all the way back to 2022. We haven't broken out of it. And it's like, are there cases of that happening from cryptocurrencies where you don't go to price discovery? Yeah, XRP. Silver. Like, how long was silver chopping? I say silver trades like XRP, or XRP trades like silver. Like, everyone loves this, but how long did silver trade here? Like, I'm on the weekly chart. Let's put this on the weekly chart. 7,000 days, this range. Now, I'm not saying that that's what H&T is going to do, but I'm just saying, like, silver is a great asset. Like, lots of great assets accumulate for a long time. I think we kind of get fixated on this 4-year cycle mantra. Realistically, like if I were to overlay it here, just to show you structure, let's go back to this. Kind of the same thing here. Maybe this is, yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so I'm not trying to give you hopium, but I'm just trying to show you or articulate to you that, so this is how I would say that it is. Structurally. Okay, and then perhaps we're working on this right here. So you parabolic rise, mark down, accumulation, move up to test the 200 moving average here. Let's see what this is on the weekly, because I bet that's the 200. Rejection from silver, and this also caused the spring here. That was the C19 spring, of course. We don't need to have a violent world-changing event like that, but it's somewhere in this range as far as like structurally. I don't know what in the world. Let's refresh. I need to restart my computer is what's happening. Damn it. And I got to bring this up again. Why did it do that? That's annoying. All right, let's bring this. Let's do this again. Sorry about that. Is this H&T? Yes. I want to see. Why is it not showing me the weekly? That's so weird. I don't know what is happening with my trading view right now. But the point of what I was trying to say is like structurally, parabolic rise, mark down, come up to the 200 rejection accumulation before getting your sign of strength and before going higher. So this is, to me, just a bigger accumulation that's happening. I don't know why this is not showing that. Can you stake Solonic on Coinbase? You cannot. But you can buy it on Coinbase and then send it to your wallet and then stake it. Why is gold not turning around? It's in the euphoria stage, in my opinion. I don't know if it's going to be this week, today, tomorrow, this month, but you know, we're going to look back a year or 2 years from now and say like, hey, that was the euphoria for sure. Nice to see you. Just turned into watch. The rest back later. What is up, Cole? How's the Russell looking? The Russell's looking really good. 2 days ago, put in a new all-time high again. A back test, as long as the trend holds, it's good. We saw the, you know, so this is still, I'm on the weekly chart here, but yeah, 2 days ago, put in a new all-time high and just continuing to hold this trend here. Really crazy how accurate. Like even the all-time high break and then a back test here. Let's go maybe on the 5-hour chart. You can see it though. Like, man, that's so insane, bro. We just want to see this trend continue to hold. We should expect kind of a push into next week. We should expect by, you know, February putting in a new all-time high again, if this is going to continue to hold this fractal. But back test the same time, like all-time high here, and then you could see back test again, back to all-time high, back test again. So continuing to follow that fractal, almost, you know, literally candle for candle. The dollar is scaring people. The dollar's been scaring me since I learned about the dollar. The dollar has been scaring me the second I started learning about the dollar. But the Russell, like, nothing really to update here. Just continuing to follow this fractal. And as long as this trend holds, like, there's nothing to update. If we, you know, put in a new all-time high, we can update. Or if we put in a lower low, we can update. But realistically, this is still following the same trend here. What's your PR on bench? You just hit 370. Ha! Let me get about 375. Yeah, so all-time PR for me, I just hit 375 on bench press. I did not think that that'd ever be possible. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling this is the strongest I've ever been, for sure. I mean, this isn't the fittest I've ever been. I've definitely been leaner. I've definitely had abs. I don't have abs now. I got, you know, in the you know, the in the flavor of the bear market, so to speak. I got my bear bod going on. You know what I'm saying? A bear bod is kind of like a dad bod, but it's slightly more sexy. It's like, this dude's an animal. Maybe could rip your face off, but likes beer, likes to eat some blueberries, likes beer, likes pizza. So I like to work out. I'm strong, but I like to drink me some brewskis, and I like some pizza. So that's what I got rocking right now. I got the maxed out bear bod going on. I've definitely been fitter. I've been leaner, but this is for sure the strongest I've ever been in my whole life. I do Kegels with 375. Oh my god. Yeah, I hit 375. I was feeling really, really strong. My goal is to hit 405. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but that's my lifelong goal. 405 on bench. And then after I hit 405, then I'll probably do a serious cut, and it's time to get lean, because your boy is, I'm rocking that bear bod for sure. Maxed out bear bod, for sure. It's like a dad bod, but slightly more sexy. Dad bods are overrated. Girls say they like dad bods, but what they really mean, they chose the bear. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all remember that from 2024? She chose the bear. That's what they really want. They don't want a dad bod. They want a bear bod. Max out the bear bod. Says, man, I used to have a 6-pack. I need to start fasting more often. I'm probably like a solid 20 pounds away from seeing my abs. I've had abs. I've had chiseled abs before, but I was about 160 pounds because I'm short. So I'm about 185 right now, somewhere in that range. So I'm like a solid 20 pounds overweight before you could see my abs for sure. But that's all good. I mean, I'm still benching 370 high. All right. All right, guys. Reminder. Sale is going on for lifetime access to the Telegram group. We're doing live trading Monday through Friday. Going on in there. I put out my trades. It's not supposed to be entertaining, just full transparency. I go live on the Telegram. It's a video Telegram. It's not supposed to be entertaining. It's not like this where it's, we're looking at charts and it's being entertaining. I mean, I'm sure I'm like some level of entertainment, but realistically, like I do it live so that, because I used to just like screenshot and I would say, 20x long, blah, blah, blah. I like doing a live stream because I can call out what I'm thinking as it's happening. And it's more concise of going from my scalp trade to you guys making profitable trades. So if I do it live and call out what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking, you could at least know the thought process. And so we do that Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. Lots of other great traders in the group. So we're running a sale on that. If you guys are interested in lifetime access, hit me in the DMs for that. I did streamline the call. If you guys are trying to book a consultation, some one-on-one coaching, you can just book me now. You don't have to send me a DM or none of that. You can just, it's on Calendly, and you can book a consultation. So the price will be going up soon as I we're training some people to do some round robin coaching. So once they're all trained up, my price is going to go up. So that is going to be it for this time, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I'll be live tomorrow. My power is back on. The internet is back on. Hopefully everyone is safe from the storm. There's another one coming apparently, so maybe get prepared this time if you weren't. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.